Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the NECA Pacific Rim action figure of the Kaiju Otachi, or Otachi. I don't know how to pronounce it. I just like Pacific Rim, and I really want to check out this toy. So here's everything it comes with outside the box, and there's a couple things I want to point out to you. One, I think it's awesome that it comes with a little tiny baby Otachi that comes out in the movie, and I love that it's got its own little articulation, so you can kind of stand him up with his arms out like that. Really good little use of gray paint and the little blue highlighting the back. For such a tiny figure, I like the use of red and gray and blue, including the little tiny open mouth here with its own little tongue sticking out, and the little cord, the little breathing cord, extending out from the side of the figure. Great little accessory. Also included is an alternate tongue. You open the mouth up, which I'll show you in a moment, and you can take that little tongue thing out and put in this long, gross glob of goo. This paint, the use of the the kaiju blue and the little white dots, really strong work, really fun sculpting on this. But what I really gotta praise this figure for is this tail. I've never been a fan of bendy tails, and certain figures always come with bendy tails. I just don't like that they're made of a different material than the rest of the figure on the outside. And also that wire in the middle can break over time. This is an articulated tail that's not bendy. It's different points of articulation all kind of connected together. I freaking love this. I think NECA did a great job making a tail that can bend and move without being a temporary rubber thing that doesn't match the tone of the rest of the figure, that doesn't have a bendable wire that will break. And also they did a great job kind of hiding the connection points. I know they're there, but just look how well it all blends together. You don't really notice it. It's all painted really well. And I don't want to say it looks organic and sound like an idiot because I know it's not organic, but the way it kind of moves together and just stays and blends, it does look natural. It looks like one solid piece. They're lucky that it's made of scale, so you can do that. If it was just pure skin, it wouldn't look as good. So this figure's got a fun feature. The mouth opens up, just like it does in the movie. And you can take that little tongue thing out. You've got to wiggle the crap out of that to take it out. Hopefully putting this one in will be a little bit easier. Well, it pops into a basic thing, but you have to push it a lot further in. So this is a little tight and a little bit of a pain in the ass, but you get the general idea. And it looks pretty damn cool. I think it's a fun little feature. I don't like how difficult it is to try to put it in. That's what she said. But I do dig this. I think it looks cool. One thing that's not cool is his left loose shoulder joint. Because if you start playing with him at all, he, kind of tends to fall. You have to put his arms both really further back, because if you want to lean him down at all, like it this way, he just keeps kind of falling over. Well, right now he's not doing it, but I was trying to get him to stand before, and that would happen. And which wouldn't be a problem if his joints weren't so loose. Maybe you'll get yours and it's not as loose. Again, when I rear him up, it's pretty good. It's when I try to get him into a lower position where I can't really do much with him. Aside from his left shoulder joint being really loose, geez, that's really, you can just see how loosey-goosey it is there. The articulation on the rest of this is really strong at the elbow. You got the ball-jointed kind of wrist there. At least that's sturdy enough to kind of hold it up, thank goodness. I do like that ball hinge at the elbow, though. You've got the hinge at the back with the knee joint, and you've also got a little ball rotation at the back of his leg, which is cool. I like that they included that. Helps stabilize him a bit. You've got a little bit of motion right there at the mid-torso, if you will. It's not really a torso, but you know what I mean. Then you've got this range of motion. Doesn't go much up and down, but it does pivot side to side really well. Same thing with his head. You can't turn it much left to right. A little more than I was expecting, but the ball joint does allow it to go up and down quite a bit. Now let's attach the tail. Like most NECA stuff, I expect this to be kind of tight. Oh, just kidding, that was really easy, so I should just shut up sometimes. Articulation on this is really strong too, as I already showed you, but what's really cool is you've got little articulated elements of the tail here in the back which aren't moving at all, which sucks because it's supposed to move and they're not. Wow, it really sucks. I think I have to get like a blow dryer and heat these joints up because, yeah, they're not moving at all. Hey, I got one to move. Yay! Now let's go in for a closer look so you can kind of see and appreciate all the detail that went into this. I mean, just look at the scales, the surface of the skin, and the use of black paint over the green to really highlight that sculpted texture. Just great. I also like the fact that they included the folded up wings there, that material there. The paint on it's pretty basic, but I do like the way they sculpted it, all kind of wrinkled and fabriced up. You know, that it's all bunched together. Now, we can go in for a closer look here, and you can just see more of the arms and the scales and the use of paint. Great work, but I really like the sort of plates going along the back. And the blue paint really does pop. I know it's just paint, but it really does read bright. There's good contrast against the dark, so it does almost read like it's glowing, which is impressive to me. But again, the green and black paint's strong, the plates and the sculpt of them are strong. Not just the shape, but the lines within them. And then as they get smaller and smaller here, still really good work. But the legs look good. Again, I can't get over how well sculpted the scales are. I am not an artist, so I can't imagine sitting down and sculpting all this. But I think the work on it's really great. Really well painted on the tail, too. I really dig the paint on this tail. Here's a closer look at just the inside of the back claw of the tail. Now we'll get a look at the underbelly here. I love the design of the yellow and the little cuts and the bleeding on it. Really strong work, including the sculpt of the rib cage here. You really do get a sense of like a real biological shape here. I really dig that. And then you get to its, you know, gross little mouth bladder. Paint is really strong. Really like the design. I love the wrinkles here. All the wrinkled flesh, that's gross and awesome, and I dig it. Now we can get a closer look at the head, which I think did a great job with the shape of it. I say that a lot, but you know what? They did a good job with it. I dig the head and the yellow paint. The yellow eyes look good. The teeth are really well done. The area above the teeth is really painted well. Inside of the mouth has some really strong blues. I really dig this. Now, some people out there might be butthurt that this kaiju does not come with the wings, but you know what? It kind of makes sense to me because they spend a majority of the fight with Gipsy Danger in this non-winged version. So, not only does it make sense as far as making the figure most accurate to its screen time, but it also makes business sense because why make one kaiju where it's got like interchangeable arms with winged arms when you can make two, one like this and one with wings later. I'm not saying that NECA's going to do that and milk us for more money. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. But focusing just on this, I think they did a great job with the sculpt. It's got pretty strong articulation. I know I complained about that shoulder, but the actual articulation on the figure, really well done. I love the paint. I think it's actually not just a cool figure to put on your shelf to look at, but it actually has some playability with the tail, with the added tongue. It's a really fun toy to play with. It's a great kaiju. It looks great next to Gipsy Danger. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I love that they included the little baby. I thought this was a grand slam from NECA. That tail is awesome. Thanks for watching.